Hey everybody, it's Friday afternoon, 4:14. Sam is out today, being a little bit busy, so I thought I would go ahead and give you guys a Bitcoin video and just some thoughts of what I had. Here's my overall macro view. Well, not huge macro view. Anyway, I've been out kind of celebrating the nice day. So in the traditional fashion of how I make videos, there's nothing scripted. I could go off on tangents. I could do whatever the heck. It doesn't really matter. We're here to just look at some Bitcoin for a minute and show you a chart. So here's what I've got so far. We've got a 1 into a 2. We get this nice long string into another 1. The reason why I have it as another 1 is because, as you can see from here, from the start point, we come down to the golden zone and we immediately take a pop. Next out of this golden zone, you'll see that I do have another 1, 2 in here. And that's because I can't qualify this as one complete impulse. I know it looks like it, but it doesn't measure right for me, so I've got it as a 1, 2, and then another 1 and a 2. Now, there's a little question at this point on exactly what this is. So as you can see on the top here, I've got a couple of possibilities. We either had an A and then a B and a C down for another 2, and then it's 1, 2 again, and then it's 1, 2 again. So that's getting a little silly. The alternative would be the idea that we've actually done, this would be here an A wave, and this entire thing in here would be a B wave, so just kind of like however, like this, like that, whatever. Comes up for a C, and now we're going to come down for this C. Now I don't believe in that as much. That is my alternate, and the reason being is because right here is an impulse. But I mean, it still could be A, B, and a C. The other thing I'm kind of looking at here is the fact that if this is an impulse right here, so right now we've done 1, 2, could be a couple more little 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Don't necessarily think it's this move is completed yet. Maybe it is. If this was a triangle, then the move could be completed, and we're gonna head down for this C. But for right now, that's what I'm looking at it as. If this is a giant flat here, that would be like silly bullish, and I'll take it either way. So the main thing I noticed here, so the B wave cannot be more than 2 times the length of A. So if this is the move we're looking at, as you can see, we have not crossed the 2 yet. Therefore, this is a very valid flat A, and then A, B, C for the B, coming back down for the C. Which frankly would be absolutely awesome, because would be incredibly bullish to have something this size. It would mean that the next move coming would be a ludicrously awesome, run for the hills kind of move. So, next thing to pay attention to is, as you can see, when this hit this golden zone, as we know, with Pitchfork, we've got an 80% probability of making the median line. Well, guess what? I mean, we went right to it and just basically said, see ya. So, but the main thing to notice is, this was the first algo right here, which, we just kind of started stumbling around, but basically blew past it. But notice second algo tag. So, right now I am short. I did open a short from this level right here. If we get the typical 1-to-1 ratio for our C, anywhere perhaps in this box, which makes sense because of all of this support that would be sitting right here. So somewhere around in here. Maybe it is still discount. I'll tell you what, if we break, let's call it 31.1, somewhere around in here, well, I'll tell you what here. If we break this, 31,460, we break that, the flat is off the table as far as I'm concerned. So right now it's just kind of a wait and see. We are starting to get a little bit of a move down. The question is it going to be some sort of an ABC for this 4, or are we or is the impulse done and we're going to come down here? So that remains to be seen. So if we pop down lower time frames, let's pop down on the 15 minute, see what's going on. You know, certainly looks like an impulse in progress. And this is why I'm short. So at this point in time, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Bet you we're going to come down here, 29,950. Last bit of support, we're going to hold it. We're going to get a little bit of a bounce, and then we're going to go. We're going to fall again. So it's entirely possible that this C wave is actually what's in play. But again, we have to just wait and see. So for me, it is the white counts versus the orange counts. Honestly, now that I really look at it again, under a blue moon or two, it's very possible that we've got this seed. And honestly, I would welcome this. A nice retest, come back, and then pop, I think would be great. So that's what I'm seeing for right now. Anything else with this? Not really. I realize that this is pretty shallow in here. But you know what? In bull runs, that tends to happen, right? I mean, look at all this here. Yes, it's squiggly crap, but that's what tends to happen. I am a big fan of the EWO. Not an expert at it by any means. It's the Elliott Wave Oscillator, by the way. And right now, it's kind of confirming my count that I've got going on here. I'd strongly recommend finding any videos you can on the EWO, how to use it. I'm not an expert at it by any means, but I know plenty about it to help me confirm my Elliott Wave counts. So I'm happy using it. And as you can see, I've got it pretty well mapped out that corresponds with what my count is below. And frankly, it really does help with your Elliott Wave counts. So I'd recommend checking it out. So next little thing, how long have we been going here for? Next little thing I can show you is, as Sam mentioned in live stream this week, I'm a huge fan of channels. Okay, channels and market geometry to me is huge. I think it's definitely something that you should pay attention to. So I've got some channels going on here, and I want to make this a little easier to see. We'll talk about the Ichimoku cloud in just a minute. Get rid of some of this. All right, so these were some channels that I drew based on just price action, right, as you can see. And it's been pretty astonishing how well we've been getting, constant hits off the channels, what's reacting, what's not. I mean, these channels are, as far as I'm concerned, framing the entire market. I added recently this channel right here in the middle because that is going to be our next spot. When we start going up like this, I tend to start adding channels in between, at the 50 markers here in between the channels, just so I can see more of where we're at, what's possibly next. But anyway, as you can see, the tops, these channels have been incredibly reactive, right? I mean, look at this. Finally, right here, these main channels is what picked us back up again. We held it, which is great. Honestly, granted, we've got some support here. This is the weekly, so there's a weekly level right there where we supported at. But it's very interesting that the channel is here. So as you see, we came back, retested. We were sitting here for like 3 weeks. Finally popped through. So the question now becomes, I think, the reason why I think we could be in this flat, it's possible that we might want to, and I understand this is the weekly compared to the 2 hour or whatever, it's possible we come back and test this channel. If we don't, then I'm going to be looking up in here somewhere for the next, resistance spot, which, frankly, if we look left, I mean, look what we've got all right there. So, got all this right here. So it leads me to believe right about in here. So give it Monday the 17th of April. So another 3-4 days, we could be all the way up here, 34, 35, trying to peek through. Either way, each one of these levels I have in here they're going to react. They have been for years now. So here's the entire chart. So just something to keep in mind. If you're part of Trade Devils, I do share this chart. You can come in You can grab a copy of it and actually use it for yourself if you'd like to, and manipulate it however you'd want. So next thing that we can look at, I found something that's kind of interesting. Let's bring the Ichimoku cloud back up. So one thing I really dig about this here, notice here's the cloud. We came in, popped it, got some major resistance, came back down, and then continued on. Notice here, same thing. Right in the middle, we get this little drop kick. It's very possible that here as well, somewhere right in this middle here, we're going to get this same kind of drop kick, and maybe that's going to be the retest to the bottom of this channel right here. But it's happened twice so far. You know, don't necessarily believe in the hot hand fallacy, but anything's possible. So that's my quick view on Bitcoin as far as where we're at the moment. Again, this is the question: what happens right here? So, I guess we could look at GRT for a minute. Why not? So, again, in true GRT fashion, it's being a little bit elusive. All right. I really only kind of keep my trading degree up. Obviously, here we've got an impulse going on. My gut tells me that we're doing this big wave 2 here. I do think that we've had something, along these lines of 1, 2, and then perhaps 1, 2, 1. Now we're another 2. We made the correction. Let's look at it that way, and then we got an impulse up here. Okay, so the idea is that we're going to just kind of pop down to this lower level, maybe right about in here, and we're going to hold it. So that would theoretically be right here, down here, anywhere from the 618 to the 1-to-1. We're going to come back down here, and then we're going to go again. And that kind of makes sense if Bitcoin is in a flat right now. So I guess we could do a quick look on ETH. I haven't been, as funny as it is, me being massively into ETH, I haven't been paying too much attention. As you can see, again, we're in the Ichimoku cloud on the weekly. ETH's moves are getting a little bit silly up here. The only way, frankly, that I could describe this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and it's just going to keep going. So, guess we're going to have to see who wins. Does Bitcoin's flat win, or do we keep going with 4, 5? Then this 4 is here on Bitcoin. Gonna wait and see what happens. Hope I'm not going too fast for you. Just had a little bit of time, but thought I'd share an update with you guys. I very never, ever, 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 very never, ever, ever talk about the S&P. Every now and then I share a chart for it, but this is what I've got with the S&P so far. This could be, some form of a diag. I don't really see it. I see it more as either an A, B, and a C to make a W, or a 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so 1, 2, 1. Either way, we've got a gorgeous flat right here, which signals that it's time to go. As far as this area right in here is concerned, to me, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you get a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's just building as far as I'm concerned. The overall question, in the largest degree, was this a 4, a macro 4 that finished, and we still have a giant move to go, or was this just the A wave? We're coming up for a B wave, and we still have a C wave to come down. That's the question. I'm not going to know for a long time. So, and overall, here's my larger macro view. I still think that there is a larger move to go. Come on, show me more. Thank you. This is what I have for the larger macro move. I'm not totally satisfied with it. It could have been completed, right? But I guess we'll see. Are we going to get a correction like this one, or do we still have another move up to go? Personally, I think we have another move up to go, but I guess we'll find out. So if you got any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments, and I'll check them out and respond. But I think the bull is here to stay, boys. I think we're ready to rock and roll. I had been trying to come up with some bear counts on Bitcoin, and they just don't seem to exist. So anything's possible. You know, anything is definitely possible. We're just going to have to wait and play it out. Some interesting levels that we're at right now. Actually, I've got another chart I can show you. Let's look at this one. Okay, so here we go. So we've got our pitchfork right up into a money zone right here. And definitely this would be a spot that we should retrace. You know, we've got this golden zone area here on the speed fans, but also once again we're sitting at the outside of the pitchfork. This fork is just framing everything beautifully. So the question is, are we going to reject? We're going to keep going in some kind of weird, you know, blah 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 blah, or are we going to reject and come back down? Word, that's stupid. There it is. Or are we going to do, you know, say something like that, and then we go again? So either way, we're going to have to wait and find out. As far as oscillators are concerned, we're still bullish on high time frames. We don't have any bearish divergence or anything like that. Some of the lower ones, 3-4 hour, we do, but you get up into the, you know, like the dailies and whatnot, we're doing just fine. So nothing too terrible to worry about. I think we'd all enjoy a really awesome pullback. I'd love to see a pullback down here at, say, 27.28, somewhere around in that zone. Of course that had to happen. And it's spam. Fucktards. Anyway. So again, 28.5, let's call it. I'd love to see a retrace down here to this level. And we go again. As always, not trading advice, just thoughts and the stupidities and ramblings of me. So anyways, you guys have a great afternoon. Enjoy yourselves. Trade safe. Work on your money management. Make some money. Take care.